Hey guys, geek info everyone! On this video I'm gonna tell you how to create a user in Linux operational system. So first of all I wanna say that Linux stores information about local users in the etc passwd file. So let's go there to etc directory, then I use ls command. I highlight this file passwd. So let's see what is inside this file to use a cat command. Okay, here we go. There are too many lines here on the passwd file. Actually, each line means each user. So on the first line you can see information about root user. Actually, all fields are separated by colon, as you see. So actually total fields are 7, on each line, and let's talk about these fields in detail. So first field means user information, it's a username. As you can see, on the first line there is a root. Second field is you can see X character. This means that encrypted password is stored in the another file, etc shadow. So next field means user ID. User ID for root, it's for default is 0. So next field is group ID. So next field, user ID info. Actually, if you created another user, a new user, you can just comment some information here. Now it's by default, it's just nothing special, just root. Okay, there is a home directory. It's an absolute path to the directory the user will be. Okay, it's a root /root. So and last one is a command shell. The absolute path of the command or shell, it's a bash for root user. So the same information, same fields on the other users here. So let's count how many users in our operational system. We can use wc command, then option L. Okay, as you can see, there is 50 lines on this file, means 50 users in our operational system. So to list only usernames or other fields, you can use awk command. I want to show you how you can do that. So clear the terminal. So awk, then option F, then you specify separator, and then to print only first field, a username, you can mention you want to print only first field, and then you have to specify the file. Oops. So press enter. So as you can see, there is on the output there is only usernames of users. So if you want to get for example, user ID, which really important as well, you can mention there is a field, third field. So press enter. As you can see, there is on the output information about users and users ID. So it's really useful. So maybe you were surprised why it's a lot of users in passwd. So let's check one more time. There are too many users here. We just counted, it's like 50 users. But why it's a lot of users there? Actually, Linux-based systems have two types of users: system and normal users. System users are entities created by system to run non-interactive processes. Normal users are human users created by root or another user with a root privileges. So, both system and normal users in Linux have a unique user ID to identify them. System users have user ID in the range from 0 to 999. Normal users typically receive user ID from 1000. Actually, let's check it out. As you can see, there is root user have a user ID 0, but on the default it's unique and super user for sure. So, but let's check information about my current user parallels. So you can use a cat command and then grep parallel. Okay, on the output you see some information about my current user parallels. As you can see, user ID 1000. So if I want to create and if I will create another user, that the user ID is gonna be more than 1000. Let's see on random another user. So example, I don't know, it's a MySQL user. User ID is 126. So it's system user, and probably to interact processes for MySQL. So, but if you want to get information only about system users or only about normal users, how you can do that? You can use a get and command. So syntax is like that, get and then you have to specify file where you want to search. So it's a svd file, and then you have to specify the range. It's from 0, I include the root user, and to 999. So press enter. As you can see on output, they are users. It's only system users with the ID from 0 to 999. 0 is a user, a root user. So I'm gonna say like from 1 to 999, and I want to check how many lines means how many users, how many system users in my operational system. So it's 47. That's good. And if you want to get only information about username and user ID, you can use awk command, as I already told you. Then if you have to specify a separator, and then you have to print first field, and I want to print third field, and it's a user ID. So it's a third field. Okay, and press enter. As you can see on the output, you get a user ID and username. So that's good. So eventually, let's create a new user. So you can see a syntax on your screen now. Actually, this command user add has too many options, and first of all, if you don't use any option and just type user add, and then, for example, username user1, and press enter. There is gonna be user1 created by with default things, you know, default fields. But if you wanna specify options, you can do that. Let's try to specify, and I'm gonna show you what are the options, you know, with this command. First of all, you have to use, if you are not logged into your terminal session as root, you have to use a root privilege. So use a sudo command, then user add, then first option. Each option it's use a flex, you know, dash plus a specific character. So first option is S, means shell option. So you can specify and set the default shell for this user. So usually it's a bash, and I'm gonna use a bash shell. So next one is the M option. M option to make home directory option. You know, if you want to create a directory for this user, home directory, you can to specify it. By default, by this command, there is no home directory created. So then you can specify option C, means comments, you know. If you remember, I show you there is a field on the password file where you just see a comments for users, you know. By default, it's nothing but the username, but you can specify the additional comments. So, for example, hello, no, this is user1, for example. Yeah. Then if you have groups on your operational system, please check and watch my video about permissions, and you can get some information about groups there. So if you have groups, you can specify groups you want to add this user. You have to specify it by comma, like group 1, group 2, etc. Then next it's you have to mention in the name of the user, so it's gonna be user1. So, and press enter. Okay, here we go. Of course, my root user want to that I put a password. Press enter. Okay, here we go, but I don't have group 1 and group 2, of course. But anyway, you know, without this I can create a user. Okay, let's delete that. Okay, enter. So I created a user named user1. Then I have to specify a password for this user. User1. Okay, new password. I don't know. You have to figure it out by yourself. Okay, here we go. So let's check on the our file etc password and grep by user1. Here we go. We have now user1 which had a password encrypted, and in another file, so in the etc shadow, and then user ID is 1001. So as you remember, my current user Parallels has a user ID 1000, not 100. Yeah, and so as you see, and it's a group ID, mostly it's the same. And as you see here, there is a comments I wrote, there. So, and the home directory, as I mentioned, there is gonna be created a home directory, and default shell, it's a bin bash. Cool. Now you can create users. Let's check how you can delete it. So before delete this user, I want to show you there is a home directory created for this user named user1, So if you want to delete this user, you can use command user del. Then I recommend you use option R, means you can delete additional content such a home directory for this user, and you specify user1, but don't forget to use a sudo command. So press enter. Okay, there is no information, not a mailbox for this user, but anyway, as you can see, now even this command is we can so this command on output, our user was deleted. You can see it by to grep a passwd command file, grep user1. So there is no user1, and it's here we go. It's so easy. So thanks guys for watching this video, and I hope this video was really useful for you. Don't forget to leave likes and comments what you want to see on my channel. So thank you.